If you look at the industry, right, industry is broadly, roughly global M&A is a few trillion dollars at this point. And if you look at the AUM for PE, infra, credit, that's again somewhere between 10 to 20 trillion dollar. PE is around 47 billion. So if you look at India VC market only is about, let's say, 10 to 12 billion. So 1 billion is about 8,000 crore, 9,000 crore. So it's about 100,000 crore kind of industry in India as well. And which has actually grown in last 5 to 6 years. If I was to look at all these buckets on the top, what has grown the most in last 5 years, I would say the PVC segment has seen a steep growth in terms of number of funds, right? So let's say if you look at the VC funds in India, there were about 39 or 40 Cat 1 VC funds in India in 2019. At this point, there are 150, right? So that's roughly 3.54x kind of growth we are talking. And that's why the AUM has also grown. So the PVC, deal making has seen an uptick. M&A market has also matured in India to an extent. So that's how I think the industry overall has seen a massive jump. Obviously, we saw a liquidity phase following COVID where we saw low interest rate, a lot of companies going for M&A deals. And usually it's cyclical, right? When you have liquidity in the market, and that's when you see the rise in the number of deals. And when you see the liquidity crunch, the number of deals goes down. Then we have different kind of deals. You will have deals around restructuring. You will have demand for debt because companies will look for debt as a stopgap arrangement in that liquidity crunch kind of phase, right? So it's all cyclical. Generally, on quarterly basis, we see a lot of investment banks, and you will see a lot of reports which will put out reports on quarterly and annual basis where they mention these numbers, right? If you look at different kind of deals which have shaped industries in India, let's say Walmart acquiring Flipkart or SDFC merger, or if you remember in the second term of NDA, I think we also saw banks merging, right? We had Bank of Baroda and two other banks merging, right? So those are kind of merger deals which are interesting because when entities are merging, there is a lot of work which has to be done in the back end, right? It's not only about company A acquiring company B. It's about, merging loan books, merging revenue stream, and the customer facing part also. So when we talk about M&A, one of the things which we need to also learn about is post merger, there is a lot of work which advisory firms do with the target and the acquiring company, right? So it's not only about structuring the deal, but post the deal, there is a lot of work which companies do.